Salut, salut à tous les étudiants. Hello to all of your friends and welcome to this French presentation captioned GCE French 2021. So welcome once more to the GCE Math panel. In this particular video, we thought it wise to present to you this paper 1 of 2021 because a lot of students have been giving a lot of comments about this. We're actually going to present this paper in French, but we'll also be doing the explanations in English. What we want to encourage you is that you can actually pass the Cameroon GC Ordinary Level French, even if you don't speak French. You can pass the Cameroon GC Ordinary Level French, if you don't speak French. What you just need to do is to be focused in class and master the spellings of the words that you know. And in an exam, you can actually help yourself and make it. If you don't really pass very well in paper 1, you can do it in paper 2. Do not give up because in most universities, they will ask you for French or English. And if you don't have that French, afterwards, you will have to start doing what you call borrow paper or combinations which are not matching and so on. And that's going to be a problem. So let's take these 50 short questions in French. If there are certain errors that you find in this video, you can leave a comment below the video. Thank you so much et bienvenue. Nous pouvons commencer maintenant. Première question. Phil qui est assis à la véranda est ma sœur. So here we have dash, Phil qui est assise à la véranda est ma sœur. In this particular question, we know the girl that is sitting at the veranda because here she is saying that it is her sister. So we can't use une because we know the person. Set is also wrong because Phil is feminine. It is a feminine noun. And we use set for feminine nouns. So we cannot use set because the CET is for masculine nouns. Equally, we cannot use L apostrophe because F, that is Phil, does not begin with a vowel or H-mue. H-mue is silent H, as your teachers always say in class. So our key in this question is la. Donc, on dit, la fille qui est assise à la véranda est ma sœur. Deuxième question. Quel cheveux? Quel blablabla cheveux? Qu'est-ce qu'on peut mettre ici? The first thing you have to understand here is that cheveux is a masculine noun and cheveux here is in the plural form. So, quel, we can also quel beau because this beau here does not have an X, it's not in the plural form. We can also say belle because belle is for feminine. That is with this double L, it's for feminine. You can also say belle because this one does not match with the plural. B-E-L does not match with the plural. So we need beau. So we are going to say quel beau cheveux. So that's the reason. So you see that even in the English language, you can still answer French, okay? That is the reason why they emphasize that we should do this paper in English, but actually French should be taught in French. Your teachers are correct. They are doing it the right way. That is what is required. But for explanations, we are doing this in English and French. You don't need your French to be perfect for you to pass. Veuillez nous servir blablabla jus. Veuillez nous servir quel blablabla jus. Whenever we have something like food, le jus, or maybe rice, and so all of that, what we normally use is du. Du. Veuillez nous servir les jus. We don't count jus, so les cannot go here. The jus it does not really go very well, but du actually goes very well. So that's why here we say, veuillez nous servir du jus. Quatrième question. Vous me remboursez blablabla francs. Vous me remboursez blablabla francs. So here the focus is on numbers. And here we know that with 500, that is 500, there is an S at 100. If it's just 500, but when you add something like 550, there is no S. Okay, the 100 does not have an S like the option C here. 550. this sang, when there is something after the sang, should not have an S. But when you just sing sang, we have an S at the end. And then sing sang, the B option is not correct because sang has S. And then sing sang is not hyphenated. That's why we don't take the last option. A key here is A. Cinquième question. Quand j'ai pris le téléphone, blablabla, bla, bla, voix féminine m'a parlé. Quand j'ai pris le téléphone, so when I picked up the phone, dash voice, dash feminine voice spoke to me. So we do not know the voice here, right? So we can say a feminine voice, a feminine, and the A here is une. Normally you can argue that certain that we take une. You cannot take la because you don't know. You cannot take un because voix is a feminine noun. And this certain here can equally go, but preferably we take certain. Une. Le professeur ne viendra pas. Blablabla, bla, bla, il est malade. Le professeur ne viendra pas, so the teacher will not come. Dash, dash, dash. He is sick. So normally the teacher will not come because he is sick. So the first one, normally, since there is no past case, here we can use car. This is a case where car is the same as parce que or parce qu'il est malade. Le professeur ne viendra pas parce qu'il est malade. Here we can use car. Donc, we cannot use donc because donc means therefore. The teacher will not come, therefore he's sick. This one does not make sense, right? We can also use or. So the teacher will not come or he's sick, and then may. We cannot also use may. You cannot use birds, right? May is birds. So you can also use this one. So the best option here is car. Le professeur ne viendra pas car il est malade. Number 7. Cet élève parle blah 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 français. Cet élève, let us look at the alternatives here we have. So this student courageously speaks French. So we are going to use courageusement. Courageusement français. Cet élève parle courageusement français. And look at it, look at the spelling. Speaks French courageously, or courageously speaks French. Those are the alternatives that we have here. So the key is A. 8e question. Il a retroussé blablabla bla, bla, de sa chemise. Il a retroussé blablabla bla, bla, de sa chemise. So retroussé means rolled up, like you roll up the sleeves of your shirt. The chemise is shirt, and what we have here, manche. The sleeves of your shirt is what we call a manche. So you can roll up the sleeve of your shirt, and that shirt, that sleeve is called manche. And manche is a feminine noun. So we are going to use la manche. Are we together? So our key here is B. Question number 9. Nous, blablabla, toujours les cours à 7h30. Nous, blablabla, toujours les cours à 7h30. So this one here, we dash classes always at 7:30 a.m. So we start classes, always start classes at 7:30 a.m., right? So you're going to use commençons. Nous commençons toujours les cours à 7h30. If you take the third option, it's not correct because there is no cédule. Cédule is that funny type of C thing that they always put under C so that it does not sound as commençons. Nous commençons toujours. So without this cédule, this small sign under this C, this thing is pronounced commençons like C. So this thing under now makes it to sound commençons. All right, so our key here is B, okay? And we use this commençons when we are the first person plural. So when you have C, you don't put the C again there. Note. Bla 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 médecin après mes études. Bla 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 médecin après mes études. Here we have, because of the phrase après mes études, after my studies. So we have to use je. This one is Sarah, tu seras. Tu seras cannot go. So I cannot say you will become a doctor after my studies. No, it doesn't make sense. I cannot say she will become a doctor after my studies or he will become. But I can say I will become. Je serai. Je serai médecin après mes études. So I will become a doctor after my studies. So D goes, okay? We know that serai here is a future tense. Question number 11. La bonne hygiene nous éloigne des maladies. So good hygiene keeps us far away from sicknesses. Le mot souligné a pour synonyme. So the underlined word has synonym. What can we use for these underlined words? So we can use salubrité. And what does salubrité stand for? Yeah, that is for cleanliness, right? Hygiene. Okay, so we use C. All right, so salubrité, cleanliness, for health, good health, all of that keeps us away from sicknesses, health. Question 12. Dans l'armée, on recrute les hommes courageux et jamais les. So in the army, we recruit what type of men? Courageous men, and never see somebody is not courageous. So in somebody is not courageous, what type of person is that? The person is going to be a fearful person, right? Men of fear. And fearful people or men of fear are called peureux. Peureux means somebody is afraid. So our key here is A, right? Yes, so we don't take people who are afraid. We take people who are courageous. Okay, question 13. Elle admirait blablabla image dans un miroir. Elle admirait blablabla image dans un miroir. So we cannot say elle admirait sa image because image is a masculine noun and it's singular here. So you cannot say sa. We cannot also say quelque image. This quelque cannot go here because this one is mostly when you want to say something like quelqu'un, quelqu'une. So we cannot also say un because we know the image that the person was looking for in the mirror. So we say his image. She was admiring her image. Though she is a lady, we cannot say ça because image is masculine. So we say elle admirait son image dans un miroir. Yeah, these are the funny things in French. Okay, I'm sorry that we have to be using this my English accent to make you understand this because you understand better with the accents that you have. That's exactly why we are doing this week. 14. Qu'est-ce que vous faites au fond de la classe? So what are you doing at the back of the class? What are you doing dash 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 at the back of the class? So the best thing to use here is there, right? Là-bas. Qu'est-ce que tu fais là-bas au fond de la classe? So, qu'est-ce que tu fais là-bas? What are you doing there at the back of the class? 15. Ils sont arrivés à l'école à 7h15. Please, guys, you have to make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, you'll not be able to watch paper 2 of this. You can equally watch economics, history, geography, mathematics, chemistry, biology, and all of that in this channel. Other colleagues have come to prepare those videos for you who are markers and teachers. So make sure you subscribe and share these videos with your friends. Thank you. Ils sont arrivés à l'école à 7h15. So he arrived school at 7:15 a.m. You know that car is 15 minutes. So 7h15 means 7 hours plus 15 minutes. But if they say 7h moins le quart, it means 15 minutes to 7. So le groupe des mots soulignés veut dire qu'ils sont arrivés à. So this group of words that they have underlined means they arrived there at what time? So they arrived there at 7h15 minutes. That is 7 hours 15 minutes. That's 7:15 a.m. 16, bla bla bla, vous comportez en milieu scolaire. Vous comportez en milieu scolaire, bla bla bla. So this one, because of the word vous, you can look at the vous here. After the dash, you have vous. We have to use sachez because you say sachez-vous. So you have to know how to behave in the school milieu or in the school environment. L'expression cela m'égale se traduit en anglais par cela m'égale. So this is a particular phrase. This one you cannot use direct translation. This particular phrase has a meaning. It means does not matter to me. Does not matter to me. So the alternatives here we can take it makes no difference. Most of them seem almost the same, but makes no difference to me is this one does not matter to me. Okay. Paul et sa sœur, blah blah blah, tôt ce matin. Paul et sa sœur. Note that when you have words like this in French, you can replace Paul et sa sœur with il. Why? Because one of these two people is masculine. So since it's a plural, we consider il. Il, that is third person plural. So we can replace by il, and we use the verb, we conjugate the verb se lève. Je me suis levé. Ils se sont levés. So since we are using il, we are going to make sure that as it's in plural, this one should also be in plural. So we are going to take the first one, this is sont levés. We cannot take the second one because the third one because there is a double E there. This double E is when the two people are feminine or all of them are feminine and the plural of that noun becomes feminine, right? So one is masculine. That's why A is the key here. And note, if they were feminine now, we'll be adding all of these E's here. We'll double the E's at the end. So after the E with accent aigu, we have another E like in C. And if it's in plural, we add an S. Okay, question 19. Le président voyagera, blah, 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 en Italie. Voyagera here means will travel. So it's a future, some sort of a future event. Will travel, voyagera. Le président voyagera, blah, 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 en Italie. So let's look at the alternatives. Le président voyagera tout de suite, at once. You can also say the president will travel at once to Italy. Because we'll travel, this is future, right? And then we'll travel now. This one will also go. We'll travel tomorrow. Tomorrow is the best one. And auparavant, this one traveled before, will. Cannot use about this. This one can also go. So it's best to use the man. He will travel tomorrow to Italy because this matches the future. Blah, 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 vous me permettrez de sortir, messieurs. So with this one here, when you are asking for permission to go out, will you allow me go out, sir? Or you asking for permission, right? You have to use voudriez. We mostly use this one like this when we are asking for permission. This is a polite way. La politesse, we use voudriez. Voudriez-vous me permettre de sortir, messieurs? Voici le messieurs, blablabla, le chien est mort. So voici le messieurs. So this is the man dash dog is dead. This is the man dash dog is dead. Normally you use whose, right? And whose here is don. D-O-N-T. Oh, why is this apostrophe? This apostrophe is not here. So this is the man whose dog is dead. The second don, we cannot use it because it means therefore that the dog is dead does not also go. Which, the last one, lequel, which does not also make sense. So it's better to use don. Mon père nous a acheté un téléviseur, une imprimante et un ordinateur. Tous ces appareils sont... So my father bought us a televisor or television, you can use that. A printer, that can be a screen, right? Televisor that's the screen of the computer, the screen. A printer, and a computer. All these apparel or all these equipments are, so all these equipments are ours. And when you're using ours, since it is the plural here, we use le nôtres. Le nôtres. Le nôtres means ours. They are ours, okay? And when you're using this nôtre, you have to use this accent circumflex. Yes, the shortcut, you call it accent chapeau now. Accent circumflex or accent chapeau, but it's not accent chapeau. So thus, we use le nôtres with the hat on O. So a key here is this. Question number 23. La drogue est bla 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 pour la santé. Drug. This drug here is not a good one. No? Like taking drugs is dash 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 to health. So it's dangerous to health now. Like you see it most of the time be advertised on CRTV and all that drug is dangerous to health. And even on messages that the government is sending. So it is dangerous. Taking drugs is dangerous to health. And we use dangerous because we have said la drogue. We use dangerous. We cannot use dangereux because the noun here is not a masculine noun. If it was a masculine noun, we will use dangereux. So take notes. Question 24. Il bla 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 avec le petit commerce. So he makes his fortune with the small business. Il a fait la queue. We cannot use all of these. The best alternative here is the last one. Il se fait fortune. That means he's making fortune with his small commerce or small business. 25. Jeune écolier, nous blablabla jusqu'à tard dans la nuit. So young schoolboys, écolier, this is schoolboys. If they put E before the S, it's going to be schoolgirls. So young schoolboys, we study dash until late, or we study dash until late at night. Normally we study, right? We want to see which of the studies here we should use. Nous étudierions, or it's best to say nous étudions. We study. So it's just like simple present tense. Nous étudions jusqu'à tard dans la nuit. So we study until late at night. Just with this revision and these small words, you just know how to spell them and how to use them. You can answer paper 2. French paper 2 is one of the easiest settings. It is very cheap. The set is very cheap because they want you to pass. Question 26. Allez-vous à Yaoundé? Non, bla bla bla, revient plus tôt. So are you going to Yaoundé? No, dash dash dash. Rather. So plutôt means rather. So are you going to Yaoundé? No, coming back rather. So therefore means that I'm coming from there rather. Okay, instead or rather. So instead or rather, these are the two. So are you going to Yaoundé? No, I'm coming back rather. So which one do we use here? Jean revient plus tôt. Jean revient plus tôt. I'm coming instead. Manges-tu blah 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 te laver les mains? So we cannot use the second one, sang. This second one is blood. Manges-tu, eat blood. Washing your hands. And then poo. You eat to wash your hands. This one is all go. Then sang, without. This last one is without, and the first one is before washing your hands. So, do you eat before washing your hands? And are you eating without washing your hands? So this one is agreeable, but we preferably take avant de te laver les mains because the question, right? Okay, can still take sang, but agreeable. 28. Pendant les vacances, on organise beaucoup de blablabla pour valoriser nos cultures. So during the holidays, we organize a lot of dash to our cultures. So festives, festival, fêtes, all these ones do not go except festin. Festin means feast. So during the holidays, we make a lot of feast to acquaint ourselves with the culture, right? To promote our culture, all of that. And we have festin, a song festin, for example. Question 29, Papa m'a acheté des chaussures. So we know that chaussures, m'a acheté des chaussures. We have to match, because the chaussure here is plural, right? So you have to look at this noun must also match with the plural. Brown, marron, which of the marron should we use? The first one is masculine singular. The second one is feminine singular. The third one, the first one is masculine plural, because there's S. The second is feminine singular. The third one is feminine plural. And the last one is masculine singular. So now that I've said chaussures here, so you have to use the one that has S at the end. But now chaussure, is chaussure masculine or feminine? You say une paire de chaussures now. Since you can say une paire de chaussures, it means chaussure is feminine. So that's why you're going to take marron. Okay. Marron. Yes. Okay, 30. Bla 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 courir. Il sera en retard. So here, il a bien couru. Il sera en retard. Third one. Peut-on vraiment étudier bla 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 la télévision? So can we really study while watching the television? That's the best thing, right? So en regardant. So can we really study while watching en regardant la télévision? So en regardant is the best. While watching. 32. Maimouna bla 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 très tôt ce matin. Maimouna. C'était lavé. This one doesn't have an E at the end, so we cannot take it because Maimouna is a woman. C'était lavé. This one has the two E's, but this one does not also really go well. This one can be correct, but it's probably to take c'est lavé because this is a passé composé. C'est lavé, très tôt, c'est matin, passé composé. That's 3. Il nous a dit qu'il voulait, bla bla bla, le proviseur. Il voulait, since this verb is already conjugated, we have to leave the other one unconjugated. Il voulait. Il nous a dit qu'il voulait voir le proviseur. 34. Si ces élèves étudiaient, ils blablabla à leur examen. So if the students were studying, they dash their exams. So if they're studying, ils réussiraient à leur examen. So they would have passed their exams. And so we have this one, l'imparfait here. So we have with AIENT because there's a level is plural, and this étudier is in the l'imparfait, AIENT. So we can match it with this one, right? Okay. Penses-tu à ton avenir? Do you think about your future? Yes, I think about it. Oui, j'y pense. So I think of it. Yes, I think about it. Yes, I think of it. J'y pense. As-tu acheté tes livres? Livre is masculine plural. Oui, j'en ai acheté. Here we are using certain because livre is plural, and the certain gives the idea that you have not bought all. There are some that you are still to buy. So it takes certain like this. 37. Le médecin a recommandé que la grand-mère, blablabla, régulièrement, c'est médicament. So the doctor recommended that grandma should dash regularly her drugs or her prescriptions. So here we can take prank, we can take most of these, but um we can take prank, but prank will not go because there is no emphasis. Pran will not also go prandra. This one is future. Dua prandra. This one here is laying a lot of emphasis on taking the drug. So the doctor emphasized that she needs to regularly take her drugs. Okay. 38, blah 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 ordinateur m'a coûté bien cher. So ordinateur is masculine, you say mon ordinateur, so you use set ordinateur. We are using set because ordinateur begins with a vowel. Otherwise, you would have used se if it was beginning with a consonant. So set ordinateur. It's 9, les tonneaux vides font trop de bruit. Yeah, you know this one saying in English, right? Empty gongs make a lot of noise, or empty barrels make too much noise. So what does this mean? This one means you need to speak. You don't need to talk too much. So it does not mean that like be celui qui parle beaucoup a la sagesse. The person who talks too much is wise. Celui qui est sage doit faire trop de bruit. The person that is wise should make a lot of noise. En parlant beaucoup, on devient sage. So why, if you talk too much, you become wise? All of this does not make sense. Only the first one. 40. Si tu blablabla attends, tu auras sauvé la vie de cet enfant. So with this one, if you came in time, you would have saved the life of this child. Si tu es venu, attends. So if you came in time, si tu étais venu is also agreeable. Si tu étais venu, or si tu venais, all of these are past. But this one like this is really a tough one too. 41, après bla bla bla, les mariés se sont rendus à l'église. Après s'être habillés, like this, this is how they conjugate the verb now. And we are taking this one because the mariés, those were the spouses, those who got married, the couple. The poor are married, the mariés. So we have it in the plural, s'être habillé. You can see here now. Okay. So the key here is C. 42, donne-moi cette lettre à ta tante. Donne cette lettre à ta tante. Oui, je blablabla donnerai. So we use je lui donnerai. Although your tante is feminine, you cannot use je la donnera. Like this second, I cannot go. Je lui la donnera does not also go. Je le lui donnera. Je la lui is best. So I will give it to her. Yes, I will give it to her. All right, the key here is (43). Des bandits avaient agressé mes sœurs. À la voix passive, cette phrase devient. So with the passive voice, we have to use the auxiliary être, and it's followed by the participe passé of the verb. So we have to use the auxiliary être. And since this phrase is in the l'imparfait, it's good that we use for the passive voice, we use le passé composé, ont été. Ont été agressés par des bandits. This is an example here. Marion mange une pêche. That's the active voice. The passive voice, une pêche est mangée par Marion. So we switch. What was at the end comes at the beginning now. Mes parents Okay, this one. My parents wanted me to become a medical doctor. So this can be translated into French as mes parents voulaient que je devienne médecin. Que je devienne médecin. The first one. 45. Si l'informatique a vraiment changé le monde, cette phrase est la bonne réponse à la question suivante. So this question, this one here means yes. Computers have really or have truly changed the world. So this phrase or sentence is a good response to each of these questions. Normally, we use C when somebody asks a negative question. We use C. And for example, this one here. Have computers not really changed the world? However, C means yes only in this particular case. So when they ask you a negative question, you can use C to answer. For example, they may ask that you don't, how can I put it? You don't have water. You can use C because it's a negative question. So when they use this no, you can always use C to answer. 46, questions 46 to 50 concern the passage below. Choose the correct answer from the list that is proposed. We have A, B, C, and Z. So we read, par Tom est blah, blah, blah. We cannot know the answer here because we don't have enough information. So we continue to read. Par Tom est blah, blah, blah. Il se lèverait tôt tous les jours pour aller au champ. So if par Tom goes to the champ, or that's the farm every day, then we say par Tom must be a farmer. So donc, il est cultivateur. Cultivateur. So par Tom est cultivateur. 47, we continue to read. Avant d'y aller, that means before going to the farm, il donne à dash oiseau de la basse-cour. So before going to the farm, what does it do? Oh, normally you say aux oiseaux, right? So this are normally we will not put the A here. It donne aux oiseaux. Okay. 48. 48. Il coupe bla 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 pour les moutons et chèvres. So il coupe de l'herbe. You must take note of this one. Il coupe de l'herbe pour les moutons et chèvres. Okay. 49. Puis, il prend son blablabla et il s'en va. Il prend son petit déjeuner. Know that déjeuner is used for midday meal. Petit déjeuner means breakfast. So, il prend son petit déjeuner because they say he goes early to the farm. So, he needs to take breakfast, right? And last but not the least question. Le soir, il rentre tout fatigué, prend. So, when he comes back in the evening, very tired, he first of all takes his bath, douche, mange et va se coucher. So this is it. As you have said, French setting in Cameroon is very easy. And this easy setting is to make you pass. It's not to make you fail. With just little concentration, you earn yourself a B grade and even an A grade in French, unlike the difficult settings for the other subjects. However, no subject is difficult. You just need to make a timetable. Most of the time, your students make timetables and you don't put French in those timetables. That is bad. Just by focusing in class, you can make it in French. You can also watch chemistry, mathematics, economics, biology, physics, chimie, citizenship, histoire, et tout ça. But you need to also subscribe to the other videos. Otherwise, you'll not be able to watch. Merci à vous tous et il faut partager le lien sur cette vidéo avec vos amis. Au revoir.